All right, good evening. Welcome to the planning meeting for day and night shift for tomorrow's operational period, October 11th. If you guys could do me a favor and please silence your cell phones, and if you have a radio, please turn it down and keep all side conversations to a minimum. With that, we'll get started with the current situation with Clint Gould.
Clint Gould, planning ops for Team 14. So today was a good day out there today. We had up there in Division Mike on the northern end of the fire. We actually had good clean air today. We've been flying aircraft, helicopter, rotor wing, doing some good work, putting bucking work up there on the piece that has slopped over the South Fork of the San Joaquin out to, closer to Vermilion. So we're still out there going direct, and things are progressing well. Sliding over into Division November on the southern side of the arm, where the crews have started the line construction off of the 80 road, progressing to the east. They have made it all the way to almost Florence and are starting to turn the corner with hand line heading north. So we've got line all the way from the block on the map to Florence and starting to head north with that line. Division Papa, they're still going direct from Sample Meadows to Prior Lake. And down here in the bottom side of Papa, from the edge, they're cutting line over towards College Peak, tying that into the rock, and then we'll be hopscotching from that Prior Lake down towards Kaiser Peak to tie off, and then everything else in the center of that is pretty much rock granite that's not going to allow it to move. A little deeper into the pocket of Papa, there was some fire activity out there on the farther edge to the west. But like I say, good clean air. We're going to have increased fire activity, but that's no factor on what's going on out there for our folks. The rest of the divisions, Romeo all the way down to the break, still looking good. Still in patrol status, mopping up. A lot of hose starting to be pulled, backhaul coming off. Suppression repair, still doing what they need to do to repair roads and improve the dozer lines that are put in. That's the end of the report.
All right, thanks, Clint. All right, our objectives have not changed. Are they still valid? Approved by IC. Control objectives, approved. All right, with that, we will bring up for your fire weather forecast, John Pendergast.
Okay, thanks. Good evening, everybody. So not surprisingly, with that reduced fire activity report out there today, it kind of shows on the right-hand side here, I kind of blew up on the east side here. As you can see in detail, the fire activity has been a little bit less. This is the satellite indicated heats that you see in the red spots here. A lot less activity, especially over toward Mono. Most of that's just some manual burning going on. The left-hand shot showing the visible satellite image. Not a lot of smoke. Things got scoured out pretty well today. We had some in and out clouds during the course of the day. We did have a little bit of sun peeking through about midday, allowed the humidities to fall briefly. But just recently I looked out, we've got some more denser high clouds moving over the area. So this is a really good map showing the improved air quality that cropped up this afternoon. If you look closely at this image, you'll see even the Fresno Valley, San Joaquin showed some good readings, which hasn't been around for quite a while. So those good readings made it all the way into the valley in some places. And just some moderate to some areas of unhealthy for sensitive groups cropping up around the fire where it's been, directly in the perimeter area, which is not a big surprise. So all in all, a much cleaner day out there air-wise. So looking forward to Monday, ridging is going to start moving in from the Pacific. We have the departing disturbance, which brought us our weather today, brought us our clouds today. Going to start clearing out. We're going to get continued cool conditions to start the week with the north winds forecast, north to northwest winds. Those will be with us for a bit of time. And then looking forward to still the modeling is indicating ridging building across the state for much of the upcoming work week. So we're going to see that warming trend and drier during the course of each day as we go forward. So here's the matrix, similar to what I showed last evening, just showing the results of this warming, drier trend that crops up starting early in the week, next week. We do have a day tomorrow where it's going to be cool, so a good amount of green on the matrix for Sunday, with temperatures cooler, humidity's a little bit higher. And then as we go into the early parts of the week, notice how we start getting some yellows and reds showing up as a result of drier and warmer conditions. And I even have an overall critical day forecast at the end of the matrix on Thursday where we have 4 parameters that are in red. So we're going to be looking at more prevailing critical type conditions when you talk about lack of humidity recovery at nighttime combined with warm afternoon temperatures and very low afternoon humidity. So that's what we're looking forward to the week ahead. I just did want to show this quickly. I wanted to highlight the fact that the fire itself is burning largely above the nighttime inversions. So this is something we're going to be dealing with as we get later into the week, at least through midweek, where the inversion sets up below the fire at night and you have nearly continuous favorable weather conditions even at night for fire growth and fire activity. This is what we saw for much of the month of September with ridge over the area and allowed the fire to spread quite a lot upslope. Okay, that's it for fire weather.
Thanks, John. For fire behavior, our fire behavior analyst is still working a little remotely. We will be sharing the fire behavior analyst starting Monday with the North Zone. After that, we will be hopefully getting the fire behavior analyst here in person. Looking at the forecast that the fire behavior analyst sent us, it's going to be a carbon copy of what it was today. With that smoke dispersal, you're going to start seeing things pop up that you wouldn't rather have seen under that inversion that we've been dealing with the last week. With the cooler weather, it is going to be a favorable conditions for going direct, but as we start progressing into Monday and Tuesday, you're going to expect things to start heating up and fire behavior to pick up. But we do have a few good days to start being able to pick up and go direct. The ERCs are still sitting at historic at the 90th to 97th percentile, so just to be heads up, even with this cooler weather, we can expect that to start rising as we get later in the week. All right, we'll bring up safety, Nick Bianchini for safety.
Good afternoon. Today, with a little bit of change in the weather, we kind of updated our 215A, got it validated by operations to make it a little more representative of what's out on the line there. And we got 6 line safeties during the day shift. 2 of the team safeties are up at China Camp, and 2 of them are down here, including myself at ICP. And there's 7 EMS personnel out on the line. And 2 ambulances, and at night you got that ambulance taking care of the folks at night, and 1 safety officer at night as well. Thanks.
Thanks, Nick. All right, for operational assignments, bring back up Clint Gould, planning ops.
Good evening. So out in the field tomorrow, we will have our field op Hinson, branch 20 on the top side, Jack Froggatt, and on the lower half for branches 25 and 29, Bontrager. All divisions have adequate division staffing or division supervision. Division Mike is still going to be continuing with the direct attack from the Warm Creek area up near Edison Lake and heading towards China Camp. Progression's going well today. We're going to continue off of that. We have good air. We'll be making a lot better progress tomorrow with the intention of tying it back into Cold Black along the South Fork of the San Joaquin. Needs is 1 strike team of engines and potentially a grader for the road system up there as it's starting to get hammered a little with all the traffic. Division November, they're going to continue to do the direct line construction, try to wrap it around and make it back to the 80, looking at potentially a 2-day process for that, and we should have line all the way around it with conditions that we have. Things are looking well in there also. needs is 2 strike teams of engines of either 3s or 6s and potentially 2 falling modules. Division Papa, they're going to continue with the direct line that they have going in there in the area of the off the 5 Sample Meadows, heading into the Prior Lake area, and hopscotching as they need to from lake to lake until they get hit good solid granite to prevent the fire spread. They're also going to continue with the assessing and protecting the structures on the north end of Huntington Lake. They're also looking for 2 Type 3 engines and 1 more crew. With that, we have had a couple crews that have trickled in today, and as resources are coming in, we are sending them out. So resources are still coming into the fire on a one here, one there type basis. Division Romeo, Division Sierra Union Victor, and Whiskey X-Ray Zulu. They are in the patrol status. All resources in there are still mopping up and pulling all backhaul. Suppression repair, like I say, they're out there repairing the roads and the control lines in various locations as needed. They're still looking for some task force leaders, heavy equipment bosses, and some falling modules and some excavators with thumbs to help with that suppression repair activities. Night shift, we're adding an additional division supervisor out there tomorrow night, or actually tonight, so that we'll be having a little bit wider coverage out there, so it's not one division spread out all the way through Romeo all the way up to Vermilion. So we'll have a little bit wider coverage with the supervision, but the same amount of resources. So they're going to continue to patrol and monitor, mop up, and only do any type of firing operations in the event that they have to clean up the edge or the line to prevent the fire from spreading any further. And they're looking for an additional strike team of engines, a crew, and water tenders. And that's the end of the report.
Thanks, Clint. For air operations, Brian Sexton.
Evening, everyone. Had a productive day, good visibility today for aviation. Bulk of the fleet is still actively engaged in supporting Division Mike as we speak. Tomorrow, we're looking at reestablishing helibase at Mammoth Airport, and we'll be repositioning as visibility permits 4 Type 1s and a Type 2 over at Mammoth. For here at Fresno tomorrow, we have Helicopter 507 and Air Attack 15 available. And for the South Zone, Aubrey Helibase will have 1 Type 1, 3 Type 2s, and 1 Type 3 with Helco. And in the North Zone, out of Mariposa Helibase, we'll have 1 Type 1, 2 Type 2s, and 2 Type 3s. And just a reminder, we still have shared night hoist capable 24-hour medevac ship Helicopter 407 based out of Visalia. And a report for aviation.
Thanks, Brian. All right, looking for team consensus and support of the plan. Logistics, communications, medical, information, finance, logistics. I'm sorry, liaison. Did human resources get back? Nope, don't see human resources. All right. And our agency administrator trainee, Kim? Awesome. Incident commander, Steve Watkins, come on up.
Deputy. Mike's the lead. Hey, great plan. Operations. I like it. I met John. Looks like maybe 48 hours till the weather might change. So we got a window of opportunity here to continue to go direct on this thing. Let's see what we can do the next 48 hours. Hopefully we can make hay and put ourselves in a good position when this weather changes. Appreciate it, and I approve the plan.
Thanks, Steve. All right, just a reminder, IAP parts are due in 1 hour from now. So if you guys can get your IAP parts to the resource unit, that would be great. Tomorrow morning, 0700 briefing and 12 o'clock CNG and missed the 1000 cooperators meeting. No cooperators meeting, Sunday. Gotcha. 12 o'clock, CNG, no cooperators meeting. With that, turn your radio and cell phone back on. Have a great evening.